How about turn on the light, Louise? And I'm there. Hey, gorgeous ones. So you're gonna see me in different looks during this video and a few different things. And the reason why is because I wanted to do a different type of video about these two palettes, because everybody's been doing, you know, the reviews of them and everything, but I wanted to approach it in a different way. So if you would like to see what we're going to talk about, these two popular palettes, the Sweet Talk and the Nubian 3 Coral, don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm trying to be all cute and everything, and in this video you're going to see me in different looks and different things. And so what's about to happen is I'm about to talk about the Sweet Talk and the Nubian Coral palette. So I'm going to be doing this in parts. You're going to see me in different looks and everything, because I'm going to be filming myself using each palette and talking about each palette, and then at the end I will compare them together. All right, so right now we're going to talk about the Sweet Talk palette, which is this one right here. Hello. Now this has been one of the most popular palettes Colourpop has come out with this year. Not to say that they ain't killing the game with like the main squeeze and the Blue Moon and all these, but everybody was loving the Sweet Talk palette right here. This is a 12 pan. They have a Super Shock in here. To this day, I don't know which one is a Super Shock. I think it's this one right here. But anyway, it's a 12 pan. It has some pressed glitters. They have different finishes that they've never had in these palettes before. And it has 6 mattes, right? It has 6 mattes, 6 different finishes, shimmers, some pressed glitters, and a Super Shot. So let me say, I was late to getting it, and that's why I just didn't want to approach it the same way, because I wound up getting these two palettes at the same time, and I saw differences, but I saw similarities. So I wanted to talk about it from the standpoint, which one would work for you, which one you should actually approach. Now, before I get started, we know there's this cancel thing going on with Juvia's place. We're not even going to discuss it. I'm going to discuss this because I have the palette right here, and I want to talk about it because not everybody's going to be doing the whole cancel culture thing. Oh my God, we're getting rid of Juvia's place now and all of that. So I want to talk about it because they are relevant. So, however, I am always late, so I wanted to give it a different little spin. So anyway, the Sweet Talk palette right here. Of course, I'm going to be honest. This is, of course, to the level that we expect from Colourpop. The interesting thing is Colourpop is such a very inexpensive brand, but they come consistently with great quality now, and they consistently come out. Let's just be honest. They consistently come out. Like right as I am doing this, the sister palette to this is out now, California Love. So before you get all, you know, Colourpop is one of them type of companies that says, Colourpop is one of those companies that says that before you get used to something, we gonna send some more stuff out, which can be quite annoying because it's like you're always on this roller coaster with them. Okay, I'm up here right now. Now I'm down here. I'm good. And then they're taking you back up with something new. So let me talk about this. This is a beautiful, beautiful coral palette. I cannot add anything to the conversation that hasn't been said about this. The mattes are beautiful. They have a really pretty story about them. Once again, I love the fact that they're not doing a pure brown, but they're doing something that's tonally, that works really well with this palette. The pressed glitters are beautiful. This one right here, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just a topper though. It's truly a topper. You get very little out of it. What color is this? This is called Side to Side. This is truly a topper. It is very lightweight. It's not, you're not going to get a lot, but on top of something, it's beautiful. So don't look at this and say, ooh, this is such a pretty, it's a topper. It's definitely a topper color. The rest of them work the way I expect Colourpop to work. Very pigmented, very blendable. You will see this look. I will show it to you. Now I have a different top on and I had different lipstick, but then I decided, you know what? I needed to be a little brighter. So I want to look brighter with the lipstick for here. So anyway, I wanted to show this to you. I wanted to share it with you. And then we will do the look. And I will then go into my review of the Nubian 3, because this will be another day. And then I will do my comparison to tell you which one I think is not necessarily better, but the good and the bad on both of them, and which ones I think I would recommend, you know, for you to get. And you too. And your sister. And your cousin. I got a recommendation for y'all all. So, okay, enjoy this sweet talk look that I did. Once again, this lip is not the one I used. However, in case you want to know, this is a Colourpop. This is K-Bop. This is one of the Velvet Blurs. I decided to go bright on these lips when I went to talk to y'all. All right, so enjoy the look and get ready for me to go into Juvia's place. Enjoy. All right, so let's get started. I'm trying to decide which color I'm going to start with, with shadow. And I went with Work It, which is that, you know, kind of orangey yellow color shade. Why am I just saying color? It's the orangey yellow shade, you know, and I'm using that on the top of my crease for a transition color. Whoo, I don't know if I was going to get that out right, but there we go. I'm taking my time, as I always do. I don't try to pack on too much color. I know a lot of people do pack on a lot of color and then they blend it out, but I don't do that all the time, mainly because I'm always afraid that I'm gonna do too much and then I'm gonna be stuck with this like Bozo the Clown eye look. Why is my skin looking so glowy? I don't even have any makeup on yet. Girl, look at my skin looking glowy. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just staring at myself in this video, and I'm like, dang, girl, look at that skin. Okay, my bad. Go back. I'm going to go back to being a professional YouTuber. Okay, so now I'm using ICYMI in my crease. Look, what does that mean? Because somebody tell me, because I do not know. I heard somebody say it, but I honestly do not know. That tells you my age. What does ICYMI mean? Just let me know. Somebody put it in the comments. I would appreciate that, because I'm trying to be like hip and cool and everything, and I can't be hip and cool when I don't even understand the language, when I can't even understand the lingo, when I can't even do it. I try. Okay, I'm back. But anyway, I'm putting this in my crease. It is such a pretty coral. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I love this palette. I see why everybody loves this palette. I see why. Do you hear I was about to do like everybody else to talk about the traffic, because now I have more traffic sounds because I'm by a busier street. So ignore me for that, because you know I always talk about people who do that. I don't care if they come through here. You're just going to have to hear the traffic. Okay, anyway, back again to the tutorial. I apologize to the new people, because you're probably going, this broad is insane. All right, so next up is Feel Free, which is the darkest color, and it is a burgundy. It's like a burgundy color. I love it. You know, as always, I prefer to have a tonal color to deepen, as opposed to just a basic dark brown and a black. I like it to be very, you know, in line with the color scheme of the palette. You know, that's my thing. I know I harp on it all the time, but it really is my thing, y'all. Oh, I got a slight sinuses are draining. Don't you hate that summertime, like, you know, allergy thing where your sinuses are draining and everything? Just making you like, damn. I always have the hardest time with my left eye because it's something about my left eye. Do you have that, like one eye that just really doesn't like to take on color? All right, so now I have cleaned up my lid, and now what I started trying to use was side to side, which is that what I told you I was that like super pale, and it doesn't work. So I wound up using Melody, which is it's like a, you know, a light coral. Ooh. Now let me tell you, this one was so nice. I did not wet the brush at that point. I just started packing it on. No problems here. It was just, you know, just right there all over. Really nice to work with. But you know, I mean, I don't know, because Colourpop really is pretty consistent. You know, they do have, of course, some problems, but they are pretty consistent. All right, so next up, I'm going to use Garden Date, which is that darker coral. And I'm gonna put that on the outer third of my lid. Now I decided to spray the brush a little bit, so I did spray that brush. And now I'm just blending in to finish that off, you know, to blend the edges in. So I'm blending in the edges on the top and the bottom around the color and adding a little more so I can make the crease a little more, you know, prominent. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. All right, so then I took the side to side, and then I used that as a topper, or like right in the middle, to kind of blend those two colors together. So like Garden Date and Melody were not that, you know, tonally they're not that far off from each other, so it was a very slight difference. But then adding the side to side was just a little way to, like, you know, blend them together. So I'm gonna finish off my eye look off camera, and I'm gonna come back and let you see the completed look. Let me know what you think. All right, so now here is the completed look. I'm just gonna let y'all sit there and witness the soft coral cuteness of this whole entire look. I'm just gonna let y'all just witness it. I'm just gonna give it to y'all. I'm serving it up. I'm serving the nation, y'all. I am serving the nation. But anyway, yes, the Sweet Talk. This is such a cute look. I could see myself wearing this out to brunch or something. What about you? What you think? All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so now it's time for the Nubian 3. This is the Nubian 3. So we're gonna be talking about the Nubian 3. Now we've done Sweet Talk, we're gonna talk about this, and then we will talk about them both together. So let's show the Nubian 3. Now Juvia did in her way, Chi did in her way, and she just dropped this on us. We didn't know it was coming. All of a sudden it was here. Whatever. Now, of course, I got this before all of the whole, you know, all of that went on with her. And to be quite frank, you know, I like Juvia's place. Am I canceling her? Let's get that out of the way. Am I canceling Juvia's place? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna play it by ear because she's always been problematic. She has been very unprofessional. Am I going to still support the brand? I don't know, because of course there are, you know, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, now we've gotten that sort of out the way. Let's go ahead and talk about this palette. So this is here, this is a 12 pan. Now, I really like the fact that on the 12 pans, she normally does smaller pan sizes, because them huge ones that she does in the 9 pan, I don't need them that big. I really wish she would just bring them down to this size on everything, because really, honestly, the big pan sizes are like, okay, that's nice, I got a lot of them, but I don't really need it. But the difference is, this is a coral palette, but it is a very cool tone coral palette, which was kind of interesting and was surprising when she said she was doing a coral palette, because this is not the what I was expecting. I was not expecting it to look like this. I was not expecting all those grays in there and all those silvers. So it was kind of like, am I gonna get it? Of course I'm gonna get it, because you know it's Juvia's and I buy the palettes. So I did order it. Now let me say some things about it. Right off the bat, it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Let me tell you why. I think the mattes are lovely. Just 6 mattes, 6 shimmers. I like the mattes a lot. Very nice, you know, very nice. But let me talk about the shimmers. When it comes to her shimmers, I have an expectation of them, because that's what she's always done. That is what Juvia's Place has always done well. The mattes can be iffy sometimes, but the shimmers are off the chain. And so this one right here is terrible. I don't know, it's kind of like hard panty. It barely, you will see when I did this look, it barely got on me. Now I got it on here, but you really don't, it's not that impactful. It's not like what I expect. Like Juvia's Place is one of those companies where you don't have to wet the brush to get a beautiful shine to the you know, the shimmers. Well, that one just was not working for me at all. So in this look that I have on my eyes, I've used I've used 5 of the shimmers, I mean the mattes, and then I wound up using 1, 2, tried to use that one, and then I used that one, that one. This is one of the only palettes that she has that doesn't have names on the for the shadow, so which is kind of good, because I mean the struggle is real. So like I said, this in particular, I was like the shimmers themselves, hers tend to be a little softer. They, you know, they just glide, whereas these are very hard packed and feel very hard in the in the pans, which is not her normal way. So it's very, it just didn't work for me the way I wanted it to. Even like this one right here, that's the one I used in my inner corner. It was a struggle. I mean, I probably could have got it with you know, putting some, you know, spraying the brush, but I'm so used to being able to just dab into hers and just get a good, you know, sparkle in the inner eye, in the inner corner. And this was like, what? So I have mixed feelings about this particular palette. Like I said, I like the mattes. The mattes are very nice. They're nice and creamy. They blended really well. When I first tried it, when I first was playing with it, I wasn't sure about the mattes, but once I put them on my eyes, butter. But like I said, these shimmers were not what I expected. They just didn't have the intensity that I'm used to from Juvia's Place. All right, so you know, it is a pretty cool, once I got past the fact that when I think of corals as warm tones, I actually kind of like the colors. I actually do like them, and I think they can work well together. However, I'm just not, this is not one of the better palettes by Juvia's Place. And so now let's go ahead, watch me do this look and see what you think about it. And then I will come back and we will talk about both of these together. See you in a little bit. All right, so now let's get started. So I'm gonna take that mid-tone coral, and I'm gonna be packing it into my crease. I'm saying this again because I did the whole recording and didn't turn on the recorder. So I was just talking to myself, and then looked and had never hit record. All right, so yeah, so this is, I'm packing this in, and I'm packing it in pretty heavy because I really want that to stand out. I really want to make sure that it's bright and beautiful, and it is coming on really nicely. It is, you know, nice and pigmented, soft, not too much fallout. Ooh, sorry, the wind is shutting doors in my house. No one's mad at me, I promise. Ooh, it's so nice and breezy outside. Ooh, I wish I could feel the breeze. I got this beautiful breeze coming in my window. It feels so good. Don't you love a good breeze in the summertime? I know a lot of us have, you know, air conditioning on, but if you have your window open and can get a good breeze, and when the weather's kind of nice outside, isn't that gorgeous and beautiful? I just love it. Don't you love it, Porch? Oh, Porch ain't loving it right now because it's pushing her off the windowsill. All right, next up is the lightest coral in the palette, and I'm gonna be using that on the top of my crease, on you know, to do a transition and to blend that in, so you know the top isn't, you know, has a nice gradient effect. Ooh, it's so nice outside. And I'm still working on the just adding in on the corner the mid-tone coral, just to, you know, give it a nice transition when I put the deeper color in the outer corner. I swear it looks like I'm like digging into my eye, but I'm really not. I promise I'm not. All right, water break, because you know you gotta drink that gallon of water every day. I'm almost done for the day. Let me go get my water bottle, by the way. All right, next up is the darkest brown, the darkest color in there, and it's like a deep toned reddish brown. I really like this color, you know, because like I've always, you know, don't like basic brown. I like it to have some, you know, other tones to it, and this is a beautiful deep reddish brown that goes perfectly with a coral. I know because I tend to wear this kind of combination when I do lip liners with a coral lipstick. When you have a bright coral lipstick, a beautiful reddish brown lip liner is gorgeous. All right, next up I'm going to use the coral shimmer in here, and I love this shimmer. It is so nice. And I didn't, you know, do a cut crease or anything. I'm just putting it on my lid, and I'm putting it all over my lid, and then I'm gonna start layering on top of it toward the bottom. Ooh, it's about to storm here, girl. I'm sorry, it is about to storm. I gotta hurry up and finish this so I can do something. All right, now I'm going to wet the brush because I decided it was not intense enough. It was okay, but I just wanted it a little more intense on the eye, so that's why I wet the brush. All right, so next up is when I try to use that orange, that mid-tone coral shimmer that I was talking about. I mean, I really tried. First, I tried to pack it on with a brush. That didn't work because nope, it's not working hardly at all. It's just nothing. I'm not getting really anything. It was very frustrating, especially considering usually the quality of Juvia's Place shimmer. It was nowhere near. And then I tried my finger. And you see it's barely on my finger. It was just too much. It was just too much. I mean, you could see like a little shimmer, but it really didn't give what I was looking for, considering the color in the pan. You know, the color in the pan is like a mid-tone coral, you know, very medium range coral. So that's when I decided to go with the orange color, that orange with the deeper orange shimmer, and now that was nice. Now I did spray my brush, but it was perfect. You know, gave me just enough intensity. It was what I'm used to with Juvia's Place. Much better, much better. Now next I'm gonna take that silver, that darker silver, and I'm gonna run that in the middle to kind of create a blend in between those two. I don't know, I like doing that sometimes, where I use a different color in the middle just to like give it a little different zhuzh in the middle of the lid. This is something I've been doing lately. I don't know if it's correct or anything, because you know, I don't know color theory or if things are supposed to blend like that or look right, but I like it, damn it. And so there I'm just trying to like blend it with my finger just to make sure, you know, the edges are all blended well. So of course you need to then go over and blend the edges, make sure you don't have any harsh lines. And so that's what I was doing, making sure I hit the outer corner and that crease and make sure it was, you know, looking pretty good. So now I'm going to finish off this look, and I will finish my face and let you see how it looks and with the finish. But of course, you know what the finish looks like because I was wearing it when I was talking. All right, so I know you've seen it because you saw me with it on my face earlier, but here it is, the finished product. Wanted to show it to you, wanted to show it off because it turned out really nice. You know, it's a nice, beautiful, everyday corally look, not too much, not too bright, just perfect. Let me know what you think. All right, so I have played with both of them. We've talked about both of them. You've seen them both in action. Let me know what you think of them. Which one do you like? Which one do you think you would wind up getting? But let me just talk about these together. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put up this. I'm going to go with Sweet Talk first. I'm going to put up the swatches of Sweet Talk right here so you can see them, you know, on my arm. That's right, I swatched something for y'all. So, you know, what I'm going to say about this is I think I love this palette. I honestly, I do. I love this palette. I think it hits all the marks from a nice, pretty coral spring summer palette. You know, it has the shimmers are good. The only one, like I said, is this one right here, which is side to side, but that's more like a topper. But other than that, everything works really well in this palette. The pigmentation is awesome. When I swatched them, they were like, yes, baby, yes. So that's the Sweet Talk. Now, Juvia's Place. I gotta be honest, I am not as impressed with this one. Just really, I'm not that impressed. And this is way before I had already been thinking this. And it took me a while to finally do this video, but when I first watched them, I was like, oh, I did see the similarities in the palette, and that's why I wanted to do them back to, you know, together, because you can see some similarities in the colors when you look at the corals. The corals are very similar in colors, you know, like, you know, you can see, I can't do it with both my hands full, but you can see the similarities. So that is why I was intrigued by it, and it's really interesting to see how they went in different directions with it. So from a matte standpoint, this is a really nice palette. It will give you that cool tone coral look, which is so interesting and not normally done. Now, if you want a traditional one and you want to have it pop, go with the Sweet Talk. Go with the Sweet Talk. However, like I said before, the shimmers are not as impressive as what I am so used to Juvia's Place having. So what I'm going to do is show you the swatches of Juvia's Place right here. I forgot to do that. I'm going to show you the swatches of hers, and then you can see the difference in how they look. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to show you a split screen with them both so you can see how they look side by side and tell the differences when it comes to the intensity of the shadows. I think these are nice. I don't think they are as intense as they could have been, like especially the shimmers. The shimmers, I mean, like for real, this shimmer is almost, looks like it's almost a hard pan, and I didn't even use it. I kind of like, I don't even think I had swatched it yet. I hadn't really touched it because I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to this. So to touch it, and it looks like that. I mean, look how it looks. It looks hard pan. So I don't know what was going on with the quality. Maybe I just got a bad one. You know, it happens. It happens. They all can't be perfect. I got that 1%. But anyway, so of the two of them, honestly, of the two of them, I prefer the Sweet Talk. I do prefer the Sweet Talk. I do see how I can use this and it can be interesting, but honestly, of the two of them, I prefer the Sweet Talk. Not just because it's a warmer tone, corally, pretty soft spring look, but because these shimmers just did not hit the mark for me and just were not as impressive as I wanted them to, that I expected from Juvia's Place. And I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, but I'm just telling the truth, y'all. I'm just telling the truth. So in the face off of these, I would recommend the Colourpop Sweet Talk. Straight up. Oh, and yes, and I do have the California Love, the new one coming. So before somebody asks me, yes, I have the next one coming. It's on it. I just ordered it the day I'm filming this. All right, y'all. Give me your thoughts on them. If you have them both, what are your thoughts? Are you planning on buying one of them? Have you gotten either one? What did you think of them? Even if you don't have both, just let me know what you think about them. All right, it's over. As always, it's your Lulu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.